We are reviewing 43 years old Land Use Act for economic development. Federal government insists. Hello, my wonderful people. That is the glacier that Buhari is trying to root out, that he has instructed the Attorney General Malami to bring out, where they will be able to bulldozer people's home and create a pathway for headers to move from north to south, east to west, and all parts of the country through people's ancestral lands. This is what Buhari said. He said, why people were still obeying law. This was something that there was a path for headers. He's not ready to follow today's development. He wants to take them to 1922, where life was in the colonial age. Even in Britain in 1960, there was a spark, of development. Rather, Buhari is taking Nigeria aback and continue to make the country wallow in poverty and what have you. Today, he says he is reviewing the Act for Economic Development. I've never heard that the header is paying what tax. I've never heard it. Maybe you have. Please intimate me and keep me up to speed. But for me, I have never heard. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if this is your first time. We really appreciate you. God bless you. What trick is Buhari trying to play on Nigerians? Says we are reviewing 43-year-old Land Use Act for economic development, insists federal government. The federal government is reviewing the Land Use Act of 1978 to take out the section inhibiting economic development in it. Secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, had said. Mustafa disclosed this during the opening ceremony of the 51st Annual Conference of the Nigerian Institutions of Estate Surveyor and Valuers in Abuja on Thursday. He said, the federal government is aware of the challenges posed by the Land Use Act of 1978 to your sector, the building and construction sector. This is why we are embarking on the review of this area, constituting obstacle to economic development, Boss Mustafa has said. The boss Mustafa said the review would be done faster in order to foster economic development, especially now that the government is championing diversification. The Land Use Act aimed principally at the effective and sustainable management control of land in Nigeria, particularly in the manner that gives government sufficient power over the acquisition, transfer, or otherwise assignment of lands and land resources. One of the objectives of the Act seeks to achieve is investing ownership of land in government in order to remove the difficulty which government hereto encounter in acquiring land for public purposes. Also, it aimed to satisfy the need for large areas of land for agriculture and non-agricultural purposes, ending recklessness and unending agitation in land transactions due to rising demand for land, checkmate traditional land ownership that had constitutional barriers to national developmental program. Before the enactment of the Land Use Act, outside the land acquired by government, most of the land in the country, the South especially, where the subject of private ownership were as such subjects of commerce. For that matter, indeed, families or communities have abducted liberty and discrimination of selling, mortgaging, leasing, and renting their land without reference to the superior authority. Land was then owned absolutely by private individuals, families, or community, and was not subject to government control, save where the occupant had a funny title as a custodian or tenant. However, in terms of attaining to its set objective, it is argued in the government circle that the Land Use Act has not been a success. Two principal reasons account for this. The first is the Act inherited contradictions and defense. The second is the institutional weakness and lack of political will in the country to secure a just, fair, and effective implementation of land to bring economic development. In light of the above, we have been observed that there have been a series of violation, clashes, and conflict between farmers and Fulani headsmen. The reason for the conflict is as a result of accusation, counter accusation has been on the land encroachment and destruction of agricultural crops by herdsmen. I know this whole story is going to Fulani herdsmen. The whole story that they are using English to talk about it left, right, and center is how they can take land and give to Fulani herdsmen. You know, when Buhari came into government, the first thing he said was that he wants, you know, the desire of federal government to take land from people and give to the Fulani headsmen is unimaginable. Buhari started his administration and the first thing on his list was to acquire land belonging to Nigerians and give them to the Fulani headsmen, call it Ruga. But Nigerians were like, Oga, from where to where? Where did we get this Ruga thing? If you want to give land to the Fulani, there are vast expanse of land in the south, in the northern region of the country. Give a good portion of the land. Create what we call, in fact, let it be a city for these people. Get what we call the veterinaries, hospitals, schools, marketplaces for these people. And let it be in their central hub from which they disseminate and transfer their markets to other regions of the country. Why do you want to take people's land and give to Fulanis? And Nigerians kicked against it. At first, it's as though they put them back into their shoes and, they hid, like when you touch, if you know tortoise, if you touch it, it retracts into his shell. Exactly. So my people, now so the matter be. It it's as if it has gone in. But guess what? These people went back again, re-strategized and pretended like, oh, these people don't want us to have a land, Abi. What do we do? Headsmen start committing atrocity. My dear, that's how the atrocity started. Oh. In no small way, the atrocity started, as we are talking about it in no small way. Great atrocities, you see. And guess what? People began to complain and they say, so the way forward now is to get the land use. Let us tell them that when the people used to obey law, that there was land use. My dear, is all a tactics, is all a lie. To take what rightfully belongs to others. Do you know that thing is not right? What belongs to others, you want to take it by force. My people, now waiting they happen now. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless you. Do have a lovely and a fantastic day. From us is bye for now. Bye.